Namaste everyone. Wednesday morning, our general topic day. So today we are going to discuss some more mantras. So this is a continuation of last 2 weeks classes, okay, Wednesday classes. So let's do our prayers first. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parbrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhubhava Swaha, Tatsavitra Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Diyo Yo Naha Prachodaya. Asto Ma Satgamya, Tamso Ma Jyotirgamya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamya. Om Sahna Vavatu, Sahna Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karvavehi, Tejasvi Navadhitamastu, Ma Vidveshavahi. Om Shanti 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 Om. So we have discussed all these mantras in detail in the last two classes, including the Shanti mantra, which we do at the end, Purnamada Purnamidam also. So last week we talked about Sahnavaptu, Asto Masatkamya, Gayatri mantra. So we have, but the very first mantra, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. Who is saying that? Is Guru saying, I'm Brahma, I'm Vishnu? No. The Guru is not saying, it's a disciple who's saying that, Guru, you are Brahma for me. Brahma in the sense you are the one who has created these kind of thoughts. The thoughts of Adhyatam Vidya in me. Thoughts of thinking about God, presence of God. Thoughts
Here's
about
something I found on the web. According to OutreachMagazine.com,
Alexa off.
the imminent presence of God emphasizes his closeness
Alexa
and nearness
off.
to his.
There's always somebody listening, right? So sorry about that. So these thoughts about God, thoughts about taking responsibility of your life, thoughts about we are all one. Who created those? God did, Guru did. So that's why Guru is Brahma in that sense. And Guru is the one who really sustains these thoughts also, Vishnu. Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. Maheshwar is another name for Lord Shiva. So he destroys the ignorance. Guru destroys the negativity from us. So in that sense, a disciple says, Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Parbrahm. We cannot see the Parbrahm. God, which we say is everywhere. There's no place where he is not. We are saying in Guru, we see that Sakshat. Guru is the personification of Parbrahm. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. To this Guru, we bow down. Okay, so when we recite this mantra, we should have a humility. We should have this acknowledgement in our mind that we are so grateful that we have a Guru who can cultivate these thoughts in our mind. A Guru who can destroy the ignorance in us. Guru is the one who is inspiring us to stay on this path of spirituality. Okay, so now you can see that you know the meanings of all these mantras which we do before the studies. And we have gone through in our Sunday class the Gita mantras also. Okay, it's good to know the meaning of the mantras. There are countless mantras there. Our scriptures are filled with it. Library full of mantras. But we just pick a few of them, connect with them, recite them, try to remember them, and use them for our chanting from time to time. Okay. So today we're going to start out with the Mahamritanjaya mantra. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. This is another very popular mantra. And this mantra is from Rig Veda also, Yajurveda also. And there are 3 very interesting stories also related to this mantra, like a origin of this mantra, Mrityunjay mantra. One story is associated with the Rishi Markandeya, who was the son of Rishi Mrikandu. An astrologer told the father about the premature death of his child, and he advised his child to worship Lord Shiva. And this mantra was revealed to him. That's one of the story. Then there's a second story associated with the Shukracharya. He is a guru of the demons. And this mantra was revealed to him as a Sanjeevani Vidya. He could bring the dead back to life. And then the third story is about Maharishi Vashishta. He is the one who composed this mantra. Okay, so it's called a Mahamritanjay mantra. So before I go into the detail, I would like Subhadra to chant this. Not too many times, just take 2 or 3 minutes to chant it. And
Harshi,
Subhadra,
there is a prelude. That is, can I see you? Okay. There is a prelude
no,
to
just
this
you only.
mantra.
Subhadra, just recite only. It's being recorded. We don't want any discussion. Just recite, okay? Whatever the way.
Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormokshiyamambritat Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormokshiyamambritat Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormokshiyamambritat.
Thank you very much, Subhadra. Beautiful, beautiful. So let me give you the meanings of each word. Om. That is, we know, sound and the name of God and the form of God too. Okay, God, Parbrahm. Triyambakam. Triyambakam means, literally it means who has 3 eyes. But over here it really means who is at 3 places. Om, Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha. Yajamahe. It means we all together worship him. All of us. Even if one person is reciting, everybody is participating. Sometimes orally, sometimes, and most of the time, mentally. Sugandhim. Sugandhi means a very pleasurable fragrance. Sugandhi. Pushti Vardhanam. It means one which increases our vitality for a healthy spiritual life. Okay, increases Vardhanam. Okay, so one who increases our vitality for a healthy spiritual life. Urvarukam. Iv means like. Urvarukam means a cucumber or a melon. Something which grows on a creeper, a vine. Bandhanat, getting freed from. Mrityor mukshiyaha, it means freedom from death. Mrityu means death, muksha, freedom. Ma amritat, Ma means not, Amritat means immortality. So now you can see all the words over here. Whenever we recite a mantra, the thought in our mind or a bhavana is very important. Average person will say, I want to sing it so that I don't die. I live a long life. Or I don't get sick. Or when somebody is sick, people say that we are going to recite this mantra for a person who is sick so that they don't die. Let me tell you how my Guruji, a realized yogi, who is not afraid of a death, who knows that death is imminent, how he explained this mantra. He said, Om, the Supreme Being, is Lord of the three worlds. So Triambakam, Lord of the three worlds, and present everywhere. So the three words, Bhu, Bhuva, Swa, are in the sight of the Lord. Lord can see all this because he is the creator of all this. He is renowned as Triambak. Because ordinarily people say that Lord Shiva is Triambak. No. For a yogi, Parbrahm is Triambak. Because Shiv is a power of Brahma. We must extol and bear his glory in mind always. Whose glory? Supreme Lord's. We may keep obtaining power and prominence from him, and also the liberation after this life. This is for Amritam. Let us keep glorifying his strength and virtues that bring us honor and dwell in his protection always. After the demise, when we leave the body, our sweet remembrance may remain in the world the same way as a plucked ripe musk melon spreads its fragrance around and refreshes all. So, in other words, he says that when you are living over here, cultivate the virtues. Live a life which is a yoga nukul. Cultivate all those qualities in your personality. The calmness, the purity, the selflessness, helping others, no jealousy, no material desires. Keep on cultivating those qualities so that when you leave here, you are gone, body is gone, you have become one with that Almighty, but your fragrance stays here. Just like a musk melon's fragrance is there even after it's plucked from the vine. This is the meaning according to my Guruji. He says God views the three worlds. Triambak is his name. Morning till evening may we chant his fame. Prominence one attains who obtains his grace, rises in power as well, his shelter who takes. Lord of the three worlds, let's admire him always. World calls him Triambak, we sing in his praise. Nothing in the creation exists beyond his sight. He views the three worlds each minute of day and night. The Lord of all worlds, the viewer of those renowned, his shelter who sought, never to the world he returned. Okay, so immortality. So this is not that we should not die. The physical death of us and our dear ones will happen. We live in a mortal world. That is certain. So it's not that if you just keep on reciting this for hundreds of times, thousands of times. Some people just continuously, they want to just recite it, but recite it with the purpose behind it. Connect with God. I told you a couple of weeks ago that purpose of these mantras is, it's like a rope. You hold on to the rope and connect with the highest. If you're connecting with the world with the help of the mantras, we are losing it. Okay. So any question on this? If you want to know where did I read this from, this is a mantra 40. This is a little book Guruji has written. It's called Ved Panchashati. This is an English translation of that Hindi book. But these words are Guruji's words. Somebody translated into English. Okay. So, sure, if you see Parbrahm in Lord Shiva, you can visualize Lord Shiva. There's no difference in Lord Shiva and Parbrahma. But this is the meaning for a yoga abhyasi. Remember that. Okay. Any question before we move into the next one? Yes, Subhadra.
When you say that is, what is Shiva consciousness then? What is Shiva consciousness? They say as you keep going higher in vibration, you go to you have to reach the Shivoham, Shiva consciousness. What is that? Is it same as
that Shiv consciousness, that Shiv word over there means auspiciousness.
What is it?
Auspiciousness.
Auspiciousness. Okay.
Auspicious, all auspicious. That is a Shiva consciousness. We recite when we do the Avadhut Gita. Dattatreya ji has used this term Shiva consciousness over there. Okay, that means all auspicious. All auspicious. So Shiv word is not just a Lord Shiva. Shiv word means auspicious also. Shiv means
so bliss. Is it Para Brahma? Is it Para Brahma?
Par Brahm. Par means supreme.
So Shiva consciousness and Para Brahma are same?
Same thing. Same thing. Yes, these are just a different terms, okay? All right, I told you that today we'll go through some very basic mantras which we should know. So not too much detail, but I'm going to remind you of these mantras. First thing, when we get up in the morning, our seers, what did they say? What should we do? We should look at our hands like this. And mantra is Kar Agre Vaste Lakshmi, Kar Mule Saraswati, Kar Madhye to Govinda, Prabhate Kar Darshanam. Okay, Kar means hands. Agar means the front part. Kar Agre Vaste Lakshmi. So that means we got to work with these hands. We need the wealth, material wealth also, but work hard, not just sit down and keep on wishing. Kar Agre Vaste Lakshmi. Kar Mule Saraswati. The root. So whatever we do, make sure that it is nurtured and nourished with the knowledge. Okay. Kar Madhye tu Govinda. In the middle over here, Govinda, God. Prabhate Kar Darshanam. Look at your hand like that. God has given us these hands to work, to remember God, to serve God. So on the tip of the palm is Goddess Lakshmi. On the base of the palm dwells Goddess Saraswati. In the middle of the palm is Lord Govinda. In this manner, one has to look at the palms in the early morning when we get up. If you can memorize this, good. If you cannot memorize, at least remember the meaning. Look at your hands. I'm going to work hard while remembering God, and all my actions will be selfless. Okay. Then when we put our feet down on the ground, what do we call this earth? Mother Earth. In our culture, when we touch somebody with our feet, even a young person, when we touch our feet to that person, what do? Right away, we ask for this forgiveness. We touch that person and then touch our head. This is the general gesture we make. But over here on Mother Earth, we are going to walk on it all day long, stomp on it. So we are supposed to ask for the forgiveness before even we put our feet on the ground. And yogis, they gave us this mantra. They say, recite this mantra before stepping on the ground. Samudra vasne devi, parvat stan mandale, Vishnu patni nabha tubhyam, pad sparsham, kshamasva me. Samudra vasne. Vasna means a dress. So we are saying, oh Goddess Mother Earth, my salutation to you. Your dress is the ocean. We know that on this earth, 75% of the ocean is covered with the water. Dress, vasne. Whose dress is the ocean and whose bosom is the mountains. Parvat stan mandale. Please forgive me for touching you with my feet. Look at the humility. Do we ever have this kind of a thought in our mind? We just use, abuse. These are the devatas. These are the divine beings. Earth also, fire also, air also, water also. That's why whenever we use them, first thank them. When we do the havan, what do? We are thanking God for that amrit which God has given it to us. It's not a water. If we consider water amrit, will we ever pollute it? Will we ever damage it? Ordinarily, we say, oh, everybody else is doing it, so I'm going to do it. No, we got to take responsibility of our own actions, our own thoughts. Start doing it because it's just like from a person to person to person, it just builds up this kind of a culture. This is the culture we grew up with. And I'm sure these mantras are, you remember them from childhood. But along the line, forgot. Now we got to remember them again. So, Samudra Vasane Devi, Parvat Stan Mandale, Vishnu Patni, Nabhatubhyam, Pad Sparsham, Kshamasva me. Okay, Kshama. It's a good thing to ask for forgiveness. Then when we start something, what do? There is it's called a Karya Prarambhe. So start of the work. There is a Ganesh mantra. I'm sure you're all familiar with all the mantras. The one I chose today, you are all familiar with those. Vakratunda, Mahakai, Surya Koti, Samprabha, Nirvigham, Kuru me Deva, Sarvakaryeshu, Sarvada. Vakratunda, that means a curved trunk. Mahakai, huge body, huge form. Surya Koti Samprabha, brilliance equal to millions of suns. That kind of a radiance. Nirvignam kuru me deva sarvakaryeshu sarvada. Please make my endeavors free from obstacles at all times. I'm sure you all have memorized this mantra. If you don't, try to. This is our culture. Then when we eat food, what are we supposed to say? If you have a Guru Mantra, then Guru Mantra is the only thing which goes all the time. But if you don't, you can recite these mantras. Or if you have a Guru Mantra and remember these also, hey, it's even better. From Bhagavad Gita, there are several mantras for eating food. But you are remembering God at that time. I'm sure you remember Brahmarpanam, Brahmavi, Brahmagnyo, Brahmnahutam. Brahmeva tena gantavyam brahmkaram samadhina. Do you remember which chapter this is from? No, chapter 4, verse number 24. And do you know what is the title of chapter 4? You should know that too. Okay? Try to memorize this. You will see that how sharp your memory is going to be. At night, if you cannot sleep, try to see, hey, how does it start? This particular mantra. Or what is the first title of the first chapter in Bhagavad Gita? Vishad Yoga. Remember that? So remember all the 18 chapters. Backward also, if I ask you, what is the chapter 17? What is chapter 13? You should know that. It should be on the tip of your tongue. Okay? So chapter 4, verse number 24. So we are saying the ladle is Brahma, oblation is Brahma, the offering is offered by Brahma in the fire of Brahma. Brahm alone is to be reached by him who sees Brahm in all actions. So how is it that we are saying it before we eat food? That means the hand is Brahm, the food is Brahm, mouth is Brahm, the digestive fire is Brahm, it's all Brahm. Can you imagine if we remember God, before we put anything in our mouth, will we eat something which is prohibited? It will make us think. Our eating becomes prasad. Whatever we put in our mouth, when we remember God, it becomes prasad. Do we ever criticize that prasad doesn't taste good? Or do we say it's not enough? No. Whatever we get, we take it with humility, gratitude, and we touch it to our head. Right? This is a culture we are all brought up in. So, Brahmarpanam, Brahmavi. So, this is a Brahma word, not Brahma. Brahma is a creative power of God. You remember when I said Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Brahma. This is Brahma. Brahm is that absolute reality. Brahm. Sometimes these terms, the way they are spelled, it gets confusing, but we should know it. Sometimes people just think that it's a Brahman. No, it's not a Brahman and it's not a Brahma. It is a Brahma. So, Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, Brahmagnyam, Brahmnahutam, Brahmeva tena gantavyam, Brahmkaram samadhina. All actions, all our actions should become, they are going towards Brahma. They take us towards Brahma. So our bhavana should be like that. Then when we go into the temple, we light the lamp. We say, Shubham karoti kalyanam, arogyam dhan sampada, Shatru buddhi vinashaye, deep jyoti namo astute. These are very simple mantras, very, very simple. Okay, you don't have to be a Sanskrit scholar to even understand them. I prostrate to the brilliance of the lamp light, that diya in the temple. This is, see, we worship Agni. Whether we can do havan every day or not, but we should light the lamp in our temple. And a lamp should be, the diya should be with a ghee. Not just with any oil, and not candle, where we burn the wax. The Shuddha ghee, because whatever we burn, it does not get destroyed. Even the science says nothing can be destroyed. That ghee, when we burn, where does it go? Into the atmosphere. Pure ghee makes the pure atmosphere. And then we are inhaling that through the air which we are breathing in. That's why when you go into a temple, you feel right away, you feel the difference. First of all, at the gross level, the ghee has been burnt there again and again and again, every day, morning, evening. Then the mantras have been recited over there. That has purified the atmosphere. And then there's no quarrel over there. In the temple area, in our home also, there should be a temple. And in that temple, no arguments. Feel the presence of God there. In front of the elders also, we never argue. We talk less. We try to absorb the knowledge and absorb the blessings from them. So in our temple area also, keep that kind of a atmosphere. So the purity of the ghee is being burnt over there. It just spreads everywhere. Then the mantras recitation. Then the power of your thought. Bhavanas. Magic is created by a sadhaka. And more sadhana we do, it just spreads. It doesn't stay in that room. It doesn't stay only in that house. It doesn't stay on your property. It just spreads. Purity spreads faster. So we got to do that. So going back to this mantra, you are saying, I prostrate. Namo. Namo means prostration. I prostrate to the brilliance of the lamp light, which brings the auspiciousness, the health, abundance of the wealth, and destroys the enemy in the intellect. What is the enemy in our intellect? Sanshaya. Sanshaya, doubt, is the enemy in our intellect. We keep on putting good things in our intellect, then we keep on absorbing the negativity also, the doubts also. Guru teaches us that God is everywhere, but somebody else says, oh no, there's no God. Why are you wasting your time? That's the enemy of the intellect. So we are saying to God that I prostrate to you in the form of this light. Please bring auspiciousness in me. The health, we do need a physical health also. In order to do our duties, we need a mental health also, so that we do not keep on dissipating the energies. And we need intellectual health also, so that sharpness is there. So I prostrate to the brilliance of the lamplight, which brings the auspiciousness, the health, abundance of wealth. Abundance of wealth doesn't mean a seeker is asking for the material wealth. The good nature is a wealth also. Positive qualities are wealth. To be able to absorb all this is a wealth also, jnana. That kind of a wealth, because with the growth, we detach from the worldly wealth. Because we all know at this point, worldly wealth we're going to leave behind. It does not measure our success. Our success in this lifetime is measured how elevated we have become on the path of spirituality. Not how many mansions we have or how many diamonds we have or what kind of a position we have, that does not gives any idea about our health, elevation. And we say, destroy, please destroy the enemy of my intellect. Then there is a mantra which we are supposed to say at the before we sleep also. Kayen vacha manasehe indriyeva buddhyatmana va prakrite swabhavat karomi yatvat saklam prasmai narayaneti samarpyami. I surrender everything to the Supreme Narayan. See, Narayan is the word used. Brahm is the word used. So these are different terms used. Okay. So whatever is dear to you. So these rishis, according to their liking, they use these terms. Names have been given by human beings. I surrender everything to the Supreme Narayan, whatever being done by body, speech, mind, sense organs, ego, intellect, vasana, and habit. Even yesterday we talked about that we are supposed to surrender all our actions to God. So before sleeping, I surrender to you, God. I might have done something wrong. I might have hurt somebody. Under my feet, maybe some bug got killed. Please forgive me. Because I don't know whether I'll get up in the morning or not. Before sleeping, say this mantra. Ask for the forgiveness. Absorb that godly energy inside you. So these are some of the mantras I picked up for today. I mean, there are, as I said, there are many, many mantras, but these are very simple mantras. You'll be able to find them. I mean, if you want, we can put them on our website also. But there is Jyoti is asking me about bathing. There is a bathing mantra, but somehow in this country, if I ask you to say that, doubt will come in your mind. In India, they say it. I'll explain it to you why. Because this mantra says, Gange cha Yamune cha ev Godavari Saraswati. Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jale Asmin Sannidhim Kuru. So these are the rivers in India, holy rivers. So we are saying that I take bath in this water. So if you can connect with that, yeah, there's no difference in Ganga or Lake Michigan. Water is given to us by God. But Ganga, we really have a special love for it. We say that, see, water is water, but near the water, the Ganga, there's a lot of tapasya has been done by gurus and the yogis. So the atmosphere got purified. And then the whole story about Ganga, how it came down also. So that's the reason, Jyoti, I did not mention it earlier, but let me give you the meaning of this. I take bath in this water, which is a water from all holy rivers, such as the Ganga, the Yamuna, Godavari, Saraswati. Okay, now it makes sense, right? So what we can do is just remember God when we take bath also. God, thank you for giving me this water. Without water, we cannot sustain this human life, whether it's bathing or cooking or drinking, we need water. But this is the mantra by the rishis. Gange cha Yamune cha ev Godavari Saraswati. Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jale Asmin Sannidhim Kuru. Okay, so I'll stop it here unless you want me to keep on going, just say more mantras. I can, because there's a countless mantras, but I don't want you to get overwhelmed. with all this either, but you should have some knowledge that, hey, what rich culture. Every act of ours, daily also, weekly also, all the sacraments also, from the Garbhadhan until the Antyeshti, mantras and mantras and mantras, and all the mantras we are trying to thank God, connect with God. Countless mantras. Okay, so Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti 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 Om.